Hello there! Once again, coming to you from London. We are on our way to the Victoria Coach Station, where we're going to take a tour that goes to Windsor, Bath and Stonehenge, so do not move that mouse or touch that screen because Road Nomad is next. Hey everybody, I am your host, Traveling Robert. We have booked our tour with this company called Evan Evans Tours through the website Viator.com. Our first stop is the Windsor Castle. Here we have to make this long line to go in, along with all these other tour groups. We finally passed through the security checkpoint and here we are. This is the oldest and largest occupied castle in the world. Yes, the Queen still lives here, mainly on weekends. We walk up the castle hill and go through the St. George's Gate and around the Round Tower. Windsor is just 6 miles west of London Heathrow Airport, so the planes are a little bit of a nuisance sometimes. The original moat has been converted into this garden. Here is the Norman Gate, the main entrance to the upper ward of the castle. Here we're going to visit the state apartments, but photography is not allowed inside unfortunately, so you are going to have to make it all the way here if you want to see it. Here across the courtyard you have the royal apartments, where the Queen actually lives when she's here. The statue on horseback is of King Charles II. And there's another plane flying by. Who builds a castle so close to an airport? Wait a minute. It was the other way around, wasn't it? It is really a shame I can't show you the inside of the state apartments because they are truly magnificent. Even after a fire in 1992 destroyed part of it, it has been fully restored though. We exit through the Norman Gate, where they used to pour hot oil over enemy visitors. It's a good thing we're friendly. And we're going down into the lower ward. Here we encounter the St. George's Chapel, a fine example of Gothic architecture, I hear. A photography inside is also frowned upon, but I left my camera on inadvertently, so might as well show you whatever footage I got. This chapel is also the final resting place of 10 dead kings, including Henry VIII and his wife, and also Charles I. We walk out into the town of Windsor. And here's one last look at the castle. It seems to be a charming town, but we have absolutely no time to explore. If we don't rush, actually the tour bus might leave us here and we'll miss the rest of the trip. That's going to be a constant bummer during the whole tour. More than a tour, it is really like an overview of these places, really. Always rushing, always looking at the clock. It is rather stressful. As we approach Bath, the landscape becomes increasingly beautiful, with all these rolling hills. And here we are, arriving in Bath. The bridge to the left over the River Avon is the Pulteney Bridge, one of 4 bridges in the whole world lined with shops on both sides. And here we are by the Circus, a fine example of Georgian architecture, which is British for neoclassical. This structure, as well as the bridge we saw before, date back to the mid-1700s. And if the former was inspired perhaps by Ponte Vecchio in Italy, this one was inspired by the Roman Colosseum, inside out. We continue and the bus drops us off near the Roman baths, which we are going to visit next. We wait by this nice square among crowds of tourists, like us. Luckily, we are in front of the majestic Bath Abbey, officially the Abbey Church of St. Peter and Paul. It is, I have learned, another great example of perpendicular Gothic architecture. Had we had the time, we would visit it for sure. But it is time to enter the bath, so follow me. This is the site of an ancient Roman bath, built during the Roman occupation of Britain, which lasted until about 400 AD. But most of what you see here dates only back to the 1700s, or even more recent times, built on top of 12th and 16th century structures. By the way, these are the only naturally occurring hot springs in the entire United Kingdom. The name Roman baths may be a little misleading here, since there is very little authentically Roman in plain sight. Underground is a different story at the museum, and we'll see that soon enough. From the baths, we can see this small square by the side of the abbey. There are always street musicians in these squares, and you know what I really want to do is come back to this city and just chill here by the square and explore, get lost. But of course, there's no time. Meanwhile, we continue walking around the main pool among all these Victorian-era sculptures, which honestly, originally I thought were Roman. What do I know? The pool down there, however, is still lined with sheets of lead, actually dating back to the Roman times. Here we get to see the hot spring and the hot mineral water bubbling. Next, we go underground into the museum and we see what's left of the original Roman pediment. And we walk around more ruins of the ancient baths. Don't be impressed by the steam coming out from under our feet. It is artificial. It actually comes out of these nozzles. I'm such a buzzkill. This impressive face belongs to the goddess Minerva. And here's the actual spring, where all the water comes from, and then spills through here into the Great Bath, the main pool, as I called it before. Well, it is pretty much time to go. Here we see again the aforementioned Pulteney Bridge over the River Avon. So pretty. Next, we're gonna go to our final and most coveted destination, Stonehenge.
Goes back thousands of years.
These here are reconstructions of the types of huts where the people of this area supposedly lived 5,000 years ago. Look at all these sheep. How cute. Hanging out on the prairie. And here you have it. This bunch of rocks here in the middle of nowhere. Very old rocks. 5,000-year-old rocks. Archaeologists have found evidence that this was originally a burial site, built over the course of about 1,500 years. We are standing, as you can see here, at Stonehenge in England. It was a beautiful day, but it has started to rain right now. Let me give you a panoramic all around me. There are some sheep back there posing for the pictures. And of course, here it is. This is a great landmark of the prehistory, Stonehenge. Stonehenge was also apparently an astronomical monument of some sort, although there is no proof of that. A bunch of people gather here on the summer solstice to watch the sunrise, as the stones are aligned with the spot where the sun rises on the longest day of the year. There is also gathering on the sunset on the winter solstice. And here we are, just getting soaking wet. So, off we go. We're leaving Stonehenge. Till the next time. Bye ship, bye Stonehenge, we're going back to London. Our day trip here was about $130 per person. Was it worth it? Perhaps. We saw a lot, but it was also very rushed. The tour wanted to cover too much in very little time. So it is what it is, an overview. It left us wanting more, so we shall return sometime, with more time. That's all, folks. Do remember to subscribe, and if you liked it, give me a thumbs up and share with your friends and comment below. I'm also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, so follow me there too if you will, and visit the blog at roadnomad.com. Join the mailing list. As always, thank you so much for watching, and see you on the road. I'm riding with my RV. Wherever I want to be, because I'm free in my RV. Yeah, I'm riding with my RV, wherever I want to be, because I'm free in my RV.